Hello, everyone. Welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Mr. Suman Prabhu, who is the co-founder of Kidvento, which is India's first multi-potential learning platform for young kids. Hi, Sumant. Welcome to ELI.
Hi Priya.
I would request you to introduce yourself to our audience.
Great. So thanks Priyanchan for having me. Entrepreneur Launch of India is definitely a very good platform. I've been following it for a long time also. My name is Suman Prabhu and I have co-founded Kidvento Education and Research Private Limited along with Nikhil, who was my college mate and also now my co-founder.
Mm-hmm.
We are in this industry since 2017, and we are into the school education. We are into education technology, solving some of the major problems of young minds of 6 to 16 years through schools and directly to the parents also.
Mm-hmm.
And our latest product, Ulipsu, which is India's first multi-potential learning platform, where students can learn more than 15 different skills in a OTT way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Netflix of skill education in India. So that is something that we have developed with a lot of passion. As on date, we have more than 200 courses spanning over 15 different skills. Yeah, so this is a brief. I'm an engineer by graduation. However, a teacher by passion and an entrepreneur by mission. So this is about me, Priyanjan.
Got you. Tell us a bit about what is multi-potential learning platform, and is it something new, unique, or was it there already with other edtech platforms?
Right. Multi-potential as a concept has been there in the education theories from a long time. So multi-potential is where a student, or not just a student, anybody who is good in two or more skills,
Mm-hmm.
his potential in two or more skills is called multi-potential or multi-potential light. So why we took up that concept, I'll tell you. Students today, young minds today are learning what they're told to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Either the marketing campaigns by the large education companies are telling them this is important, so you need to study this. Let's say coding is important, you need to study coding.
Yeah.
Math is important, you need to study math. Or their parents are telling this is important, that is important, right? Or teachers or neighbors. Now nobody is paying heed to what really the young minds would love to learn. What they wish to learn is something that nobody is looking at. So that
Mm-hmm.
is where with Ulipsu we are creating a platform where the young minds can really experience the freedom of learning. That is the multi-potentialite, because these young minds are always wanting to learn multiple different subjects. They do not want to stick to only one subject.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really unfair for us to tell them that only study this because this is important. You are good at it. That's a very wrong way of raising a kid, or that's a very wrong way of creating an ecosystem. We are here to create an ecosystem where students and minds can really experience the freedom of learning and they can learn what they wish to learn. So this is about the multi-potential, right? So and also the future is also going towards that. So
Mm-hmm.
technology is going so fast that if you're only skilled in a particular domain, you may become obsolete very soon.
True.
So it is very important that that for the changing future, we are skilled in multiple things.
Hmm. Speaking of future, you mentioned about coding skill and how 2 3 years back there were companies which were advertising about coding, like every kid should learn coding. But that's a very weird way to bias young minds about one particular skill. And now that we have tools like Chat GPT, which can write code itself, the coding is not
Yeah.
really a big deal anymore, and a lot of IT professionals are losing their job because of that fact. Coding is not a big deal anymore. Having said that, what would you say is the skill of the future? What should the students learn, and how should they approach learning in the first place?
Right. So very important question, because the future doesn't, cannot be predicted, right? So I mean, nobody
Hmm.
knew that there could be a tool like ChatGPT that comes in 2022, which is going to change a lot of things that we know.
True.
right? So very recently, I was in a conference where a lawyer was saying that the profession, his profession is his professional days are numbered
Ah.
because people can just take legal advices through tools like ChatGPT. So not just any profession, it can be content writing or software engineers or lawyers to any profession can be replaced by the growing technology. But how do we approach this? Because the world is not going to remain the same. The
Hmm.
very important thing is we need to enable students, young minds, to learn how to learn.
Hmm.
It is very important to make them learn how to learn. Today we are just teaching them subject. We are not teaching them the fundamental of learning, right? Once the young mind, when once a kid, once a student, once even us, right, as adults, when we know how to learn a particular subject at any given point of time, we can upskill ourselves. The
Hmm.
biggest problem today is that is missing, right? Learn how to learn is missing. So that is what we need to introduce. That is the biggest skill, the self learning, what we call it as. It is called as learn how to learn, or self learning is probably the biggest skill that we need to, that our young minds should learn.
Hmm.
Because once they learn how to learn, they can learn coding, art and craft, engineering, medical, like they can really expand themselves into any field
Hmm.
according to the growing trend, right? So that is what we would like to focus, rather than telling that coding can be the future or AI can be the future. So instead of saying that, let's say that learn how to learn is the future. It's all about self learning. It's all about learning for the future, or learning for the change, for the transformation that is happening at present, and predicting what transformation can happen in future, and learn according to that. That is the biggest skill.
Right. I heard it somewhere else also. There was somebody who was saying, why do we go to school? It's not to learn subjects, but rather learn how to learn. The process of learning itself is something to learn, right? Uh, Having said that, would love to know what all skills, or what all lessons that you teach to kid at present day, under Ulipsu.
Right. So in Ulipsu, we have about 15 different skills: art and craft, math, coding, artificial intelligence, finance, entrepreneurship, STEM, yoga, electronics, IoT, language and communication, dance. These are vital skills that are required for the end minds. So these are the skills that are there. And under these skills, there are hundreds of courses that we have built in house. All are structured. It's not an uncurated platform. Today, young minds are exposed to a lot of uncurated, unsafe platform.
Hmm.
Right now, what happens is there is no curation there. There is no structure there. It's very unstructured, right? What we are giving is we are giving them all these opportunity to learn all these skills through structured courses that are bit sized in nature.
Hmm.
All our courses are 30 to 40 minutes, which are further divided into small classes. Students can learn these classes all by themselves by watching the course, taking some assessments, and fun quizzes. There are gamifications and all that, and they can upload a project once they have learned the course, and they can see how many points they have earned while answering those assessments, or uploading the project. It's a very fun way of learning these skills and learning what they wish to learn. For example, we have a music theme in which we have courses on ukulele, which is a guitar like small. It's a small guitar like instrument.
Hmm.
We have also hosted courses on Carnatic music, and you'll be surprised, Ranjan, that kids are picking up these skills without having to have a trainer.
Okay.
Kids are they are playing musical instruments without having to have a trainer in front and teaching them. They're picking by those things by themselves. Yeah, kids are they're building their own projects using our electronics courses. So
Mhm.
it's really interesting to see how fast young minds can pick up things when we give the information, give the knowledge in the right way, in a structured way. That is what we are doing. 15 skills. We have about currently we have about 300 courses. but we are spearheading towards being the biggest curated platform for skill education for young minds in the world in about next 12 to 15 months.
Got you. Would love to know about your journey of entrepreneurship. How did it start? When did you start this venture?
Right. So I'm a 2013 engineering pass out engineering graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So teaching was my passion during my engineering days. So that's how I and Nikhil started our own small student venture during our engineering college days, where we used to go to these government schools and conduct some science workshops and all that. So once we finished our engineering, I and Nikhil both decided that why to take up jobs? We already had job offers in our hands during the placement offers during the placement interviews that we attended during the college days.
Mm-hmm.
We had got the job offers, but we both decided to drop those job offers and pursue what we really love, that is entrepreneurship. And that's how we started. We never worked, both of us never worked anywhere even for a single day, and none of our family members are from business background. We both of us gen entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
We started in 2014 with a small LLP uh, by name Vesto Education Solutions. We went to the students, we trained students on hands-on education and all that. And in 2017, when we realized that we can really make it big by providing curriculum solutions, we had raised a small angel round of funding and created Kidvento. So Kidvento is a privately limited company that we created. So since then, Kidvento's journey is almost 5.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
We have worked with more than 350 schools. We have worked with more than 3 lakh students across South India. I and Nikhil personally have trained more than 1 lakh students in these years. So that is why our fundamentals of learning, fundamentals of teaching, pedagogy, learning theories have been very, very strong because we have gone and tested waters ourselves. Right. So this has been our journey. As on today, we have 150 employees. We are headquartered in Bangalore. We have offices majorly in Bangalore and Mysore, where we develop our content, we develop our technology and everything.
Mm. Curious to know why education for you were engineering graduate and you could have gone to any area, uh, uh, fintech, SaaS, or maybe D2C. Why edtech?
Right. See, as I said, right. I mean, it all comes from the problem that we all have faced sometime in our life. Right? So
Mm,
during our school days or college days, I and Nikhil both felt that there is so much to do in the way that we learn. We were never happy about the way that we were learning. Okay, so it's all chalk and talk, and it's all about examination, marks, and everything. So there is
mm,
no fun. The fun was missing over the years. The fun was missing in the classrooms.
mm,
So I and Nikhil both felt like this is the area that we are anyway interested because we were very passionate about teaching. So we used to kind of, just even during our college days, even in our hostels, we used to have some of our friends sitting and, we used to explain the concepts. So always, that the teacher in us was very alive.
mm,
So that passion for teaching, drove us to, start something in education. And when we started in education, right, I mean, once we started a company formally, we started seeing so much of problems in the entire system, in the entire industry
mm,
that needed to be solved. And we felt, we always felt it's the right decision that we came to EdTech because we are very passionate about solving these problems and making learning better for the entire globe. So that is why education. So it is passion driven rather than opportunity driven. So passion driven, and then we saw an opportunity, and now we are doing well.
mm. I think it's been a long journey, almost 10 years of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And there would be times when there were some big hurdles, challenges that came along the way, which you were not like it's like out of syllabus questions that come. Um,
Yeah.
so tell us something about what are the different challenges that you have faced during your journey.
As an entrepreneur, right, it's a sine wave every day. Like morning, you get a big deal and you're very happy, and evening you lose another deal and you're very sad,
Mm-hmm.
right? So every day, to be very honest, is like that roller coaster where every day the cycle of challenges and achievements and aspirations and or acknowledgements, these keep happening. But I
Mm-hmm.
would love to highlight one situation where we were really in a big turmoil and we kind of stuck deep in the mud. That
Mm.
is during the COVID times,
Oh.
because as a company we were doing very very well, and we probably were one of the best in our industry in whatever we did till 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly COVID came, and all of our clients were schools, and schools didn't open at all
Mm.
for 2 years. And that kind of that completely shut our business down, right? I mean,
Mm.
when your customers are schools and they are not open for business, then what else you will do, right?
Yeah.
So that is one of the toughest times. However, how did we solve it is we went around in the market and found the opportunities where we could service the school even when the school is not there.
Mm.
We kind of developed stopgap solutions for the schools to teach to online and all that. And that is when we decided that we always I and Nikhil always had an idea of developing a skill based platform,
Mm.
but we never felt that never felt what was the we never got to know what was the right time. But
Okay.
when all these things happened, we felt that it is the right time. Let's not just look to survive through COVID.
Mm.
So let us build a product that will stay in the education system for next decade or 2 decade. So
Yep.
that is when we pivoted, and this pivotal was not easy. I mean, both I and Nikhil, we are not from IT domain, but
Mm.
Nikhil codes. He's a genius in technology.
Okay.
So with the strengths that we had, we started building the product, and today it has come up very well. So I think looking for those pivotal points in the along the journey of entrepreneurship is very very important, and we did it at the right time.
Okay. Got you. Uh, tell us about uh, the failures, like you mentioned about the COVID, but are there any failures that you felt that you failed as an entrepreneur, and some you could have done it better, or it was not the best version of you? Any such instances would you like to share?
Yeah, many instances. One such instance is, see, for example, as entrepreneurs, we both, I and Nikhil, were hustling for technology, product, sales, revenue, and all that. That hustle was there every day, but we failed to set up right processes for all the departments. For example, sales as a department should have a certain process.
Mm.
Finance should have a certain process. Should have a certain process. Those processes were missing, and because there was no process, a lot of efficiency was harmed, and we also lost a lot of money because of the inefficiency.
Okay.
So I think as an entrepreneur, if you ask me, what you could have done better is we could have set up strong processes from the beginning. That is
Mm.
something that we missed out on. But definitely do not regret on that, because we were hustling somewhere else, and it
Mm.
is natural that we make these mistakes. But when once we learned that how processes are can change the path of the company, can increase the efficiency, and which can contribute to the profitability for the sales,
Mm.
then we set up very strong process. Now today, Ulipsu has process for each and everything. Even to move a pen, we have a process. We know from where the pen has been moved to which table. To that level, we have set up, and that doesn't take a lot of cost or time or anything. You
Mm.
just need some kind of energy or time or brain investment for some period of time. And once the process is set right, it is a flow. So that is something we could have done a long back, better.
Got it. Speaking of mistakes, so I asked this question to a lot of entrepreneurs that what are the mistakes that you did, which we can avoid, or we can learn from your mistakes. But they all say that you need to do your own mistakes, otherwise it's not entrepreneurship if you are using a formula. So what is your view on that? Can mistakes be avoided? Should entrepreneurs make mistake? What's the role of mistakes in the entrepreneur's journey?
Right. I would give a different perspective here. Right. So now let's say, for example, I'm an entrepreneur and you're a mentor. Right. But I come up with a certain situation. As a mentor, you will suggest something for me. Right. You don't do A way, you do B way. Right. But my gut feeling says no, A way is the better. And I go ahead and do A way.
Hmm.
Right. But I fail. But when but I followed my gut and went there and failed. That's okay. But I now know that A is not the right way. Whether B is the right way, I don't know. But at least I know A is not the right.
Hmm.
So always entrepreneurs should go with the gut feeling. So because the advisors anybody gives, whether
Hmm.
any mentor or investors, anybody
Yeah.
gives, that is personal to them. If they have not found success in a particular way of doing things,
Hmm.
doesn't mean that we also don't find the success in the same way. So it's always that we should go with the gut feeling and try it fast, fail fast, and learn fast, and come back and implement it well.
Hmm.
Mistakes, I mean, mistakes should be avoided, but we should not be too concerned or we should not be too cautious about mistakes. That we don't even try new things. We always should try new things. We should be very well aware that if we try new things, there are chances that success is 50%, failure is 50%. We should be aware
Hmm.
of that and try it. That is the only way we can invent new things. If
Yeah,
you're scared to do mistakes, definitely we will not be able to invent any new process or product or business model or anything, right?
that's true.
So that is something that I would tell all of us. Just follow the gut feeling and make mistakes. That's okay. But you can also learn from mistakes. What not to do is also, I mean, I always tell in any talks that I go that, people die out by drinking poison need not be tested. So you can still know that, poison is dangerous by
Hmm.
hearing a news or watching somebody consuming it, right?
That's
Not
right.
necessarily that everything we need to try. Some things are very straightforward, we can avoid, and
Hmm.
some things we should not. If a gut says that yes, this is the right way, let's try it. Fail. I mean, we are here to fail and learn, right? I mean, if if entrepreneurship is so easy and straightforward, everybody would have become entrepreneur.
That's true.
So it's not that way.
Yeah. Then the second part of the question, when you make mistakes, you learn, and some of the learnings are scalable, can be applied at other enterprises as well. So, what are those lessons that you have learned at your in your entrepreneur journey that we can take away and apply to our
Yeah.
ventures?
So, see, again, right. So, I'll tell you this, right? So, I was the sole salesman in my company for about 2 years of the first 2 3 years of the journey,
Mm-hmm.
and then I hired few salesmen, and then we were doing well in the market. Product was good, we were doing well in the market. Now, how to scale it, right? So, I am not good at sales operations. I'm a good salesman, but I'm not good at sales operation, right? I got somebody who's very good at sales operation from a different industry, and he is now an integral part of the company, and he's building the sales machinery inside the company.
Mm-hmm.
Now what we should always do is we should always look at what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses, and immediately get those people who can balance our weaknesses also, right? So that is something that I would advise entrepreneurs to learn faster. And the more and more we are not bringing smarter people inside the system, we will not be able to succeed. It is always that way. So we should be getting smarter people inside the company
Hmm.
to be able to move faster. So that is something, that is a mistake we did for many years. We did not get smarter people immediately to our team because we were scared of one is yes, financial constraints, providing salary and all that, right? But there are always other ways to get smarter people inside the team. So we should do that as early as possible in the journey, so that we get that momentum.
Gotcha.
Second, as I said, process. One of, I mean, we, as I said, right, we lost some money, we lost some efficiency by not setting up the process.
Hmm.
So entrepreneurs, the minutest of the minutest process you can set up at the least cost possible, at the least by investing least amount of time. It is just that we need to understand that processes are important. A
Hmm.
lot of startups don't do that. So that is the mistake we did, and we corrected it, and we are doing well in that aspect as
Got you. My final question: what would you say is the meaning of entrepreneurship for you? How would you define the term entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? And from a skill set point of view, or from a uh, personality trait point of view, what are the things, what are the elements that you see common in entrepreneurs?
well. Okay, any entrepreneur, I mean, I tell you about myself that, I mean, not even a single day in the last 8, 10 years, I have woken up with a sad face.
Hmm.
Every day I jump out of my bed with complete enthusiasm. I will be looking forward for the day. So that is something. So no, I mean, I never felt that why I should go to work, why I should go to office. I mean that boredom is not there. Every day I'm excited. That is one of the trait of an entrepreneur. That whether it is a failure, whether it is a success, whether it is a downtime, or whether it is a uptime, whether it is whether if everything is going well, or whether if everything is going bad, no matter what, you wake up with the same enthusiasm and you go to work. So that is one of the major trait of an entrepreneur. And according to me, entrepreneurship is about see entrepreneurship is about, definitely not about money.
Hmm.
uh, Money is a part of entrepreneurship, and we all want to become rich and all that. So but it is not the fundamental goal. The fundamental goal is to how well we can implement the thoughts and ideas that are there in our mind in the world, so that we can make the lives of the others lives better.
Hmm.
So that is the fundamental. For me, entrepreneurship is all about solving a problem,
Hmm.
providing the value to the customers, and make their lives better. And by doing that, you make money, and you make a lot of money and become rich. That is the byproduct of. But the major thing is how to our ideas, because if you're employees, right? I mean, we will not be able to probably work on our idea,
Hmm.
and we will not be able to apply our creativity in the fullest level.
That's
Right?
true.
As an entrepreneur, you can do that. So that is, for me, entrepreneurship, providing the value to the lives uh, of others.
Got you. Well, on this note, we have to close the session. Thanks for your time, Sumant, and it was a pleasure to have you on our platform.
Thank you very much, Priyaranjan. So it was indeed a pleasure to talk to you. So looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you.